What's cracking with you people? Anansi here and welcome back to Jak and Daxter, the Precusor Legacy. In the last one, we ventured forth into the Boggy Swamp area I have called the second worst level in the entire game. And in this episode, we're going to keep going and hopefully try to finish it out before the part ends, because, yeah, I don't like this level all too much. It's not that it's a egregiously terrible level. I don't want to give that impression. But it is... for someone like me, it is just boring to go through, you know? And it has, in my opinion, one of, if not the worst power cells to get in the game. And probably going to be compounded by the fact that I'm going to have to commentate over it, which means that the curse of the Let's Player will indeed be a thing that I have to contend with. But, barring that, we're in one of my least favorite areas. Oh boy, here we go.
Look out, Jak! It's an ambush!
Now I want y'all to pay very close attention to the what's going on here? To the okay, alright, let me die here. To the background. When we first landed, you'll notice that there's like a precursor thing there. That's a little bit of visual story. Oh boy, here we go. That's one of those things that I like to call a little bit of visual storytelling, because what it actually is it actually is something that we're going to see come into play a little bit later. I saw that. Anyway. Okay. Deadly dose and go back in for a retry. But if you notice, there's like a bit of a thing hanging over there. Yeah, it's an ambush. I get it. Let's go ahead and just be careful. All you gotta do is just survive this. I'm a dumb, so I didn't do it well. Just make excellent use of the yellow eco, you'll be fine. As well as just keeping distance from the lurkers and stuff. Again, I can already tell. Spin kick. Nope, spin kick don't work. Yeah, this is gonna suck. Okay. But yeah, one of the power cells we get to later in this level, it just sucks. I'm just gonna be perfectly blunt there, because it's one of those. It has the same problem that the fishing mini game has from earlier in the game, except it has an even smaller margin for error than the fishing mini game. Because with the fishing mini game, you at least had the knowledge that as long as you didn't miss 20 pounds of fish, you were good. You know. Which you could interpret that as 4 big fish or 20 small fish, but also if you get so much as 1 poison eel, you lose as well. Okay, to suck. Okay, if I die again, I'm probably gonna cut to when we get past this, because this is getting ridiculous. I'll say getting ridiculous. It just is ridiculous. But yeah, you're gonna get to a point where you're just like, okay. Now, one of the characters they introduced at this point is actually is legitimately funny. But I gotta give credit to the voice actors out of the game. It is great for a very early PlayStation 2 game. But beyond that, it's like, okay, so let's go ahead and get this over and done with. This part really is not that hard. You just gotta be smart about it, which I have not been smart about it. Because I always think the hitbox on these things are actually smaller than they actually are. That's right, come on. Okay. Here we go. There we go. Okay, see, that's not that hard. But Lord have mercy, did I make it hard? gauntlet missions. You don't have to worry about dealing with too many of those in Jak and Daxter, which I'm surprised considering that it's a 3D game and they love showing off how many polygons you get on screen at this point in the game. But yeah, for the most part, you're just doing this stuff here, and what you're doing right now is going to be a symptom of a bigger thing you're going to do. Oh, there goes some health. Okay, so what we're going to do this. Wait, exterminate for a bit. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. And now all you gotta do here is just jump. And boom.
Wow! Only 2 more tethers.
So we've already destroyed 2 of them, and I believe each tether gives you a power cell. And if you've noticed the last area we were in, one of the tethers was actually tied to that precursor piece. And I'm not kidding when I say that does come into play later on in the game. Which is one of the things where it's one of the reasons why I actually really enjoy Jak and Daxter. It's one of the best bits of storytelling you're going to see in a game at this time, because
There's the flip flap.
for the sheer fact that it's well, for lack of a better term, it just takes its time to actually tell a story rather than just be another platformer. And we'll get on this. Flip, okay, and we're going to use this little butter that we actually got from earlier in the game to help us get to another power cell. Let's see, it's up to 250. Okay, so we're doing pretty good on power cells. Yeah, I'm just trying to double check something. I do not recommend getting the flood and then trying to use eco powers, because the controls are very much... Oh snap! Oh snap! I missed an egg! I'm gonna get that egg again, because the controls are very much tuned for just operating the thing, so it's not recommended to try to use the eco like I did there. I honestly forgot if you could do it or not. I mean, you can do it, and it's just not recommended. You're gonna end up doing a headbutt off a cliff and do a deep pit of despair, and this thing's short little, what, 3-day-old life just comes to a really violent end. The thing is, it probably doesn't even taste like chicken. It probably tastes like turkey, which is just lies. One upside to this thing is that you can walk inside this swamp thing and not have to worry about it too much. See, I'm gonna deal with that later, so I'm gonna stop being distracted here. We're just gonna use this thing like we're intended to. You literally only need this thing to do this platforming bit here. That's literally it. Because okay, this is going to suck. There we go. Okay. Gotta line up so I don't fall off the edge. I'll deal with you in a second. So yeah, so you really only need the thing just to get to this power cell. That's literally it. You don't need it for anything else. Heck, you can't even take it. Well, you can take it to other places in another level, but it's just not recommended. Yeah.
Good work. Aren't you guys happy you saved our little flut friend? She may come in handy again sometime. Now go back to the trans pad, and I'll bring her home.
All right, go for it. Now I'm gonna go kill me some rats, because screw the rats. Not you, Daxter. Well, maybe Daxter. I don't know. But yeah, you only need the thing for just these few platforming sections. I think there's like one more. I'm dead. I'm dead! Swim. Now luckily we don't need to do that again because we already got it. So I'm just gonna walk through here and just punch you in the face. And it appears that I have missed a box. Punch you in the face too. Let's see now, where's that yellow ego here? Yeah, what was I again earlier? I was on a tangent earlier and I completely forgot it now. Oh right, this level. Okay, so objectively speaking, this level is not hard to get through. Like, I want to make that as plain as can be. It falls into that trope of when you play. Okay, so I don't know if anyone's ever noticed, but when you play a lot of platforming games, you generally speaking get two types of levels. Levels that are mostly horizontal and levels that are mostly vertical. One of the big ones I can think of, like you go back to Mario 64, the opening level, Bomb Battlefield, was mostly horizontal. It had vertical elements in the sense that it had moments where they wanted you to go over, you know, go over the crap. There we go. And since they had moments where they wanted you to go over the level a couple of times to get some stars or some hidden goodies, but for the most part, you were traversing a horizontal plane. This, I believe, goes nowhere. I think it's just there to give an idea. This is a little bit of world building, but yeah, they're usually mostly horizontal or vertical. In the sense of 64, again, there was this mountain area we had to chase a. We eventually chase a monkey for your hat or something. That was mostly vertical. This level is mostly horizontal, and we'll get more into that when we get this, because here comes the part I don't like.
Howdy, friends. Enjoying my beautiful swamp? On these here parts. Everything that doesn't sink into the mud, that is.
Judging by the smell, I'd wager your bathtub sank in the mud long ago.
What's a bathtub? Anyway, I got bigger problems now. Seems some nasty lurker varmints are grousing about, snatching everything they can get their grubby little paws on, and scaring away my pet Hiphog, Farley. He's been missing for nigh on to a coon's age. I've been putting out his favorite snack. Those ornery swamp rats keep stealing them. If you could keep those pesky critters away long enough, I just know Farley will smell them vitals and come back. Will you help me out?
And here comes one of the worst power cells to get in the game. Just gonna put that out there right now. I want to say no, but this is a 100% run, so I gotta say yes.
Good. Those rats will be back any time. Shoot all them rats. Keep them from eating at least one of them snacks.
Alright, so this is how this works. All you gotta do now is just because you're going to be on a you're on rails right now. So well, not on rails. You're in a single spot right now. You guys stop the lurker rats from getting these snacks. If they get even one snack, you lose. So it's a very small margin of error, and they start coming faster and more frequently as you get through. And I just don't like this part. But yeah, as I was getting at earlier, most levels are usually horizontal or vertical. This level is more horizontal than anything else, and it's pretty much a straight line. It is not very hard to find your way through, and all the power cells are pretty much along the path. There's very little backtracking to be done in honestly most of Jak and Daxter's levels. I would argue, with the exception of Sentinel Beast, and that's only because you have to go to the Forbidden Forest to activate the blue eco. Deactivate the blue eco orbs or blue eco vents. You don't have to worry about too much. I'm about to lose this. Only time I'm gonna lose it. Okay. Please, let me do this. Let me have this. Let me have this one moment. Just let me have this. Yeah, so you're not gonna get too much problems out of this level. It's just this little.
Well, fry my hide! You sure know how to shoot. Thanks a heap for the help.
And there we go. Say I hate this one so much and do it my first try. Thank you. And that's his Hiphog right there. That is his Hiphog, and it has a hat, and it licks him. Didn't know where the smell comes from. But yeah, this level is mostly horizontal, and it's pretty much a straight line. You're not going to have a lot of problems traversing through it. It's just that there's a lot of just touch hazards here. Some of the power cells are very annoying, in my opinion. Specifically mentioned to the ambush area, as it were, and the and well, that minigame we just did. The reason why I think I got that in my first try is that I used to play this game so much that I had that entire segment down to a T. Like, I literally could play that in my sleep, which is not something I think I should be admitting to, but I mean, when you get good at something, you get good at something, am I right? And my Dark Souls crowd probably knows exactly what I'm talking about. So hit this guy here. I need to do this. If I remember correctly, if I'm doing this right. No, this shouldn't be the last one, should it? Come on. Oh, that's the last one, okay. Touch that. Grab this. I think we got one more tether. No, we got 2 more tethers to knock out, and I think we should be good. But yeah, it's like you get around to it, and you finally get down to the end of the level, and you just this sigh of relief, and you just get, and it's just one of those things. And once again, the level itself isn't objectively terrible. It's just that I find it incredibly boring to play through, and that's the majority of my problem. It's just visually boring. I don't like the swamp aesthetic. I find a lot of the touch hazards to be just needlessly aggravating. And for all intents and purposes, it is just unmemorable. And I think that's my biggest problem with this one, considering that there's so many memorable stages in Jak and Daxter. Also, after a little bit of time, I remember a while ago, I asked the question of why they call them lurkers in the game. Well, after having a very enthusiastic talk with one of my friends, I found out they call them lurkers because they lurk around. I feel like a complete dunce now, because when you really think about it, it shouldn't be that complicated. And I was sitting here thinking, oh, why do they call them lurkers? If I was like, nope, they just lurk around stuff. And I'm like, you know, it makes a lot of sense, and I feel like an idiot for doing so. So, Red, if you're listening to this, thanks for enlightening me. Oh man, talk about your Hadoi moments. I have never felt more dumb in my life than that moment. It's just like, you're just sitting here thinking, huh, why do they call lurkers? Because they lurk around, you dip. Like, well, I guess in terms of explanations, you don't get much more simple than that. Okay, now we're gonna get this. One more left, and then we got all the off there.
That dirigible's barely hanging on. Let's find the.
Okay. I hear you, Daxter, but I need to get this power before the thing lowered down too far. Yeah, I was going to say is that we just need to get the last reveal before it does something. I don't think it's really that important. It's nothing too plot important. It's mostly like flavor text. But once again, you want to know what he says. Like, pick up the game. I mean, it's a joy to go through. But yeah, I just figured I'd share that with you. I thought it was funny. It's like you have those moments. Okay, so I think we've gone. Oh, we got in a complete circle. Oh, there it is. I ran right by it. Okay. Let me go ahead and just fix that real quick. Talk about your next Hadoi moment. At least it's at the beginning of the freaking stage. All I gotta do now is just go through here, run this gauntlet again. Okay. We'll do that. Okay, this should not take too long. Okay. Come on, get your aim better. Oh man, I cannot wait to get Jak 2. Come on! Okay, so if you press triangle and do this, this actually makes it much more simple. I completely forgot about this. So how triangle works is that you'll go into visor mode, right? It was the mode we were in when we did that little minigame a little while ago. All it does is it lets you just lets you aim better. That's all it does. And I completely forgot about it because I remember I always did the jump and attack, and I'm sure some of you have probably already pointed out that that's something you can do, and I apologize as much as I can for forgetting about that completely. Right, I think I'm on the left instead of going straight. That might be why. Okay. These should be the last couple power cells here. Okay, so we're just gonna do this right here. Take care of that. Take care of that right there. And then we're just gonna do this. Go right here and boom.
Jak, your uncle would be proud. That was a giant arm from a Precusor robot. I've never seen one in such good condition. I can't imagine what the lurkers wanted with it, but we sure didn't want them to get it. If you keep this success up, nah, you'll still fall short of hero. But keep trying. It's endearing.
Thanks for the pep talk, Thamos. You're such a... forget it. But yeah, keep that Precusor arm in mind, cause I'm gonna be coming back to it later on. Nope. See, we can't just leave it there because I gotta get those last 3 power cells. Let's do this right here. I don't know why they bother doing this because you're gonna have to get into this anyway to get this thing. So I'm not just gonna say, screw it here. You don't have the vent. Die, you stupid rat. Now, if only a rat's mentioned was this easy. Now I think I'm gonna jump on this right quick. On this right quick. Nope. That's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. Overcomplicating again. There we go. All 200 Precusor orbs in the Boggy Swamp. We're going to end this part by leaving the swamp and heading off to our next locale, which I believe there are only 2 in this game. Not this game, in this area. If my memory serves correct, I think there should only be 2. Lurker bats. Just going to run past them because I can't be bothered. Can't be bothered. And with that, we're going to call it a part. I've been Anansi, you've been awesome, and I'll catch you later.